Now, let us go to your witness statement. You spoke about Exhibit D, the letter from the National Democratic Congress.
Yes, ma'am.
Dated 9 December 24. I suggest you that that letter was not delivered to the first respondent.
My Lord, our agent who was in the headquarters of the first respondent will be present in court and will attest to that fact.
So you do not know whether it was submitted or not?
A report was made back to me that it was submitted.
I am putting it to you that that letter was not submitted to the first respondent. Yes. I am putting it to you that that letter was not submitted to the first respondent.
My Lord, that fact will be confirmed or denied by the agent who will be in the box subsequently.
So you are telling this court that you do not have personal knowledge of whether or not the letter was submitted to the first respondent?
My Lord, I indicated that I had a report, a feedback that it had been submitted, and since I wasn't present there, I cannot see it as a matter of something that has come to my knowledge.
Right. Now, let's go to your letter. Your letter is in two parts. Is that correct? You can look at it.
You have it.
It is marked Exhibit D. Yeah. Would you be kind enough to tell the court the person who signed this letter?
My Lord, it was signed by my deputy on my behalf.
What's the name of the person?
Peter Boama Otokuno.
Right. Now you agree with me that the portion marked C talks about parliamentary elections and therefore has nothing to do with the petition in this court.
Yes, my Lord.
You also agree with me that despite all that you've written about Ashanti, Ashanti was signed by a gentleman called Boja Jemfi. Do you know him?
Yes, my Lord.
And I'm further putting it to you that Ashanti was certified by Mr. Rodo Metonunu.
My Lord, the agents who will come subsequently will be able to confirm that or deny it.
Do you know whether Rodo signed or not?
Please, I'd like to take the question again.
I'm asking you whether you know that when Ashanti came in, duly signed by Mr. Bojajevi, Rodo Metonunu signed against it. Do you know or you don't know?
My Lord, the documents that come to our notice is the final declarations, the signing on the regional declarations at the strong room are not brought to us.
Well, I'm putting it to you that for Ashanti, the form was signed by Bureja Dimfi in Ashanti region, and when it was transmitted,
testify.
and when it was transmitted to the strong room, as you call it, Mr. Rojo Metununu signed it.
Well, I can't testify or deny because what happens in the strong room is within the knowledge of people who are in the strong room.
Now, you have attached to your letter 2 sheets from the Eastern region. Is that correct?
That's correct, my lord.
On the first sheet, your agent signed the form. Is that correct?
My lord, there are 2 sheets. I don't know which is first and which is second.
The second one is what you have. There's one that your agent did not sign. If you look at the forms, there's one, the one with the blue ink at the bottom, your agent did not sign.
Yes.
The one that doesn't have the blue ink, your agent signed.
Yes, my lord.
Right. Now, if you put together all the valid votes assigned to each of the candidates that your agent signed, the total will be 1,196,751, and not the 1,236,940 that was written on the form.
My lord, I have realized that the totals there are. Yes, I've looked at. Yes, my lord, that is precisely what I'm about to do. I have done the collations, the additions, and I've realized that the totals on both sheets are the same figures, but the figures that add up to the totals are different. And the one marked in blue is actually accurate.
Now we'll come to the one marked in blue. I am saying that if you add up all the valid votes assigned to all the candidates from number 1 to number 12 on the form that your agent signed, the total should be 1,196,751 and not the 1,236,940 that was written on it.
My lord, I can confirm that the totals are not the aggregates of the numbers there, but I don't remember the actual figure that I got. If the court will permit me, we can add and find out what it is. Yeah. But all our phones have been taken.
My lord, my lord, we brought a calculator.
Yes.
If the court will permit, you can do that too.
Yes.
Order in court, please. Order.
1, 4, 6. Appears your calculator is not 1, 2, 9.
Please, order in court.
Lord, I have 1,196,751. Correct.
Now, kindly deduct that figure from the figure written on the form. That is 1,236,940. What will you arrive at?
$40,109.
40,000.
109.
189.
189. Sorry.
It is 189.
Yeah.
Good. Now, look at the last page of your Exhibit E, which is the sheet that you attached to your evidence. Listening. Now, there is a constituency there called Ayenswano. Ayenswano. Do you see 40,189 over there?
Yes, my lord.
I am suggesting to you that the second sheet that your agent did not sign was corrected to include the Ayenswano constituency results.
Well, I cannot testify to that because if there is any correction to be made on any declaration, those who are part of the declaration must be present for the corrections to be made.
Yes, but you also are aware that where the person whom you have appointed to represent you leaves and refuses to be part of the process, those who are there sign onto the form and the process continues. You are aware?
Yes, I'm aware, but
now I am putting it to you that when the Ayenswano results were added, all the candidates got the additional votes that they got in Ayenswano, thus making extra gains to make the total value votes 1,236,940. I am putting it to you.
My lord, can you come again?
I am putting it to you that when Ayenswano results that I have just shown you, that if you take the difference that you got from the first sheet from what they had written, you get 4189, and that 4189 on your own spreadsheet Exhibit E. It is spread across all the candidates. The only person who didn't get a gain was Hassan Ayarika. I'm saying that if you put it together, the gains that each candidate made in Ayenswano, the total will now come to 1, 2, 3, 6, 940. And I'm putting that to you.
Yes, my lord.
Good. Now, therefore, I am further putting it to you that the Eastern region sheet had no problem, for which you ought to have written to the first respondent.
I deny that, my lord.
Now, I am further putting it to you that the 3 remaining constituencies that your agents, the 3 remaining regions that your agents did not sign, the petitioner won those regions.
My lord, if the figures are in contention, we are not able to determine one.
Now, those regions are Western North, Northern, and Greater Accra. I'm putting it to you that the candidate won at those regions when the coalition was done. That's the petitioner.
My lord, I repeat that if the figures are in contention, it is difficult to determine one.
Now, are you therefore saying that with respect to Greater Accra, you do not know that the petitioner won the election?
My lord, you claim my agents did not sign, which means that it's part of our case that the figures are in contention.
You see, I am putting it to you.
And in the presidential elections, regions are not won.
Yes, my lord. Well, my lord. Well, my lord.
In the presidential elections, regions are not won. There is one presidential elections and one returning officer who declares the winner at the national level. No other declaration of the presidential elections takes place anywhere else.
Right. Well, I am putting it to you that for the record, Western North was won by the petitioner, and the Western North form, although not signed by your representative, it was certified by Mr. Rodo Metonunu in the strong room.
My lord, the agents in the strong room will mount the witness box and they will be able to testify whether they signed or did not sign.
Do you still stand by your petition in this court? The petition that you filed, do you still stand by all the amendments in it?
Yes, my lord.
Now, let's look at paragraph 12 of your petition. Sorry, the petition of the petitioner, sorry. Paragraph 12 of the petition of the petitioner. Kindly read paragraph 12 to the court.
Paragraph 12. Yeah, I'm ready.
paragraph 12 of the amended petition. Sorry, my lords. Have you seen it?
Yes, my lord.
Can you read it to the court?
If the total number of valid votes standing to the names of each of the presidential candidates is summed up, this will yield a total number of valid votes cast of 13,121, 13,121,101. A figure that is completely missing from the purported declaration. 111. A figure that is completely missing from the purported declaration by Mrs. Jean Adukwe Mensah on 9th December 2020 and the purported ratification on 10th December 2020.
Now, I am putting it to you that the figure in the paragraph 12 of the petitioner's petition shows clearly that the number mentioned by the first respondent as the valid vote, total valid vote, was an error, which you have admitted in your petition.
Can I hear the question again, please?
I am putting it to you that as at the time you filed this petition, you knew that the figure 13,121,111 was the correct total valid votes that ought to have been announced on the 9th, as you have said in your petition. I'm putting it to you.
My Lord, these are figures we computed from the first respondent's own data that was supplied. These are not our figures.
Well, you are bound by your petition, so let's go on. At the point that the declaration was going to be done, you have stated that your agents, Mr. Metununu and Dr. Kwesa White, left the strong room. Is that correct?
That's correct.
I am putting it to you that they left the strong room because they realized that the petitioner had lost the election.
My Lord, I can't attest or deny that one, and these are matters in the personal knowledge of the agents who will be mounting the witness box subsequently.
And they left the strong room because they didn't want to sign the Form 13.
I can't attest to that.
And I'm putting it to you that the total valid votes as at the 9th of December 2020 and captured on Form 13 is just the same as the total valid votes in the form in paragraph 12 of the petition.
My Lord, we don't know which is the total valid votes as we stand here, because the first respondent has churned out several different figures. So our case is that Ghana does not know the results of the presidential elections as we sit here now, because the petitioner who has the constitutional duty to conduct the elections has not, the first respondent who has the constitutional duty to conduct the elections and report and exact figures, has failed in that duty. So we are confronted with several figures, and it depends on what you want to believe.
Are you saying that you do not believe in the figure that you wrote in your petition?
I picked up, my Lord, I stated that we picked these figures from the respondent's own calculations, not ours. We haven't supplied.
And I am putting it to you that if your representatives had not left the strong room, you would have seen that those figures, 13,121,111, was the total valid votes as captured on Form 13.
My Lord, I can respond on behalf of the agents. I have indicated that one of them will be in the witness box to testify.
I am further putting to you that 8 out of the 12 presidential candidates stayed back and signed on the Form 13.
My Lord, I have indicated that the processes within that National Collation Center are not, my Lord, I am not the petitioner.
Okay, we'll leave it. We'll address it.
Now, let me refer you to your form, your Exhibit E. Look under Boone East. Boone East.
Yeah.
Do you see the valid votes that the petitioner obtained?
As per the computation of the first respondent, yes. Because these are not figures, they are figures from the first respondent.
Right. You also agree with me that the petitioner in all the 1,000 registered voters' votes